change is necessary to pray that the God who can do what we cannot do will do the changing. Accepting one's spouse is one of the major secrets of happiness in marriage. Accepting one's spouse the way he or she is one of the major secrets of happiness and joy in marriage. We should remember in the first place that Almighty God accepted us with all our weaknesses and our failures and the sins we had committed, with all of our rebellion. Ephesians 1 verse 6 says that he accepted us in the beloved. Because of God's graciousness and because of Jesus Christ, God's forgiven us. No wonder the psalmist said, if God would mark iniquity, who shall stand? If Almighty God was to reckon with the sins we committed, some of us should not be inside a church building. If an angel with a sword, like the one that was sent to guard the Garden of Eden, should be placed in front of the church door to drive some of us away because of the atrocities we committed against God before we came close to him. But God, being merciful and gracious, has overlooked those sins, allowed us into his house and into his family, knowing that if he loves us and we get to realize how much he loves us, we will be motivated to want to please him. And that will be the motivation for our willingness to change. It's the same process. When we insist that people must change before we love them, we lose them. When we love them unconditionally, then they get the motivation to change so they can have successful relationships with us and become better people. Anyway, I want to suggest a few areas in which you need to accept your spouse. Number one, accept the temperament or personality of your spouse. Accept the temperament or personality of your spouse. God made some people extroverts, he made some other people introverts. Tim and Beverly LaHaye wrote books on temperament. And they said from their research there are 4 basic temperaments. 2 are extroverted, 2 are introverted. The 2 that are extroverted, the first one, the sanguine. That's the cheerful person. Happy-go-lucky. Doesn't have a worry. Sociable. Friendly. Storyteller. Fun-loving. Live wire of every conversation or social gathering. Okay? Makes friends easily. Usually, almost always excited and happy. That's the way God made the person. Okay? Then there's the other one, the choleric. Also an extrovert, but more serious-minded. Goal-oriented. If you give him or her an assignment, you can go to sleep. It will be done. Whatever it will take. Including stepping over people's heads. For them, the end justifies the means. They may say sorry after they have achieved the goal. That's if it's necessary to say sorry. But if the goal was achieved, then maybe it's not even necessary to say sorry anyway. Okay? Goal-oriented. Disciplined. Exacting. Pragmatic. Then on the introverted side, you have the phlegmatic. That's a calm, easygoing person. The one who likes peace. Likes to have peace at all costs. Live and let live. Doesn't like trouble. Okay? It's also usually friendly, amiable. And then there's the other introvert, the super introvert. That's the melancholic person. And that's the person who is deep, creative, has quite some bit of the stuff that makes a genius. They say this may be the richest of the temperaments. Usually has musical ability or artistic ability because the person is creative. The person is usually sometimes also subject to a lot of mood and can be very critical. Anyway, the interesting thing in marriage is that opposites attract, usually. There are always exceptions. So bear in mind, everything I say today, making general statements, there are always exceptions. But in most marriages, opposites attract. The extrovert marries an introvert. The extroverted man gets carried away by the introverted woman. He is a talkative. He can't stop talking. And here is a lady who can sit down as cool as cucumber and be listening for 1 hour. He can't understand it. She must be from heaven. You know, so he loves that because she has what he doesn't have. Okay, the man who is introverted, who doesn't like talking, is carried away and mesmerized by the lady who is charming, who is articulate, who talks, who is humorous, you know, who cracks jokes. Oh, fantastic. He just, oh there. There's chemistry between them, all right? And he wants to marry her. But as soon as they get married, remember the paintbrush has been working while they were in courtship. Now, as soon as they get married, then the introverted lady realizes it's not every time that she wants to hear somebody talking. Can't you keep quiet a little bit? Like one pastor friend said that his wife asked him one day, doesn't your mouth pain you? All right? The wife is the quiet one, and this man talks and talks and talks and talks all the time. He's a pastor. All right? So, the quiet lady who's married to the man who is sanguine, excitable, you know, fun-loving. They get married, then she now realizes it's a different ball game. One, usually such people are not very disciplined. Most of them are not very disciplined with time. Secondly, they may not be very disciplined with their appetite. That's a small thing. But generally, they may not be very organized. So here is a very organized lady married to a man who is not very organized. This lady, if she arranges her table, she knows exactly where she puts everything there. If she enters the room, if anybody moved the perfume a little bit, she will know. Somebody has been here. Somebody was here. Okay? And then she's married to a man who, when he bursts in from work, he bursts in through the door. Hello, everybody. Oh, how was your day? Wow. You need to know what happened to me today, man. He pulls off one shoe, puts it there, puts the other shoe. That's in the living room, all right? Is the food ready? He's going to the dining table, but on the way there, he removes the 2 socks and throws them through the door on the bed, in the bedroom, and he goes, removes his tie, puts it on the dining table there, and settles on the food. And this woman who is very organized cannot understand it. Don't you know where to put your shoes? Excuse me, all right? And listen to me. If you are going to raise dust, raise a storm over that, and complain and nag each time, and get yourself worked up each time, welcome to a lifetime assignment. What are you going to do? You can't change this person. Accept the person, accept him the way he is, accept her the way she is. There's nothing you can do. You can't change her. You can change him. What should you do? In fact, you should understand that's why God brought you into his life or into her life. That's the point. You have what this person doesn't have. You came to complete this person. As he's removing the shoe, you know, be picking each item after him, all right? Because you are the one who knows where everything is supposed to be. Okay? Accept him the way that's how he is. And please focus on his positive points. Focus on her positive points. Let me add just one more. Accept the masculinity or femininity of your spouse. Accept